Hello everyone and welcome back to Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Gambit. But things aren't looking so good for Judy and that makes me so very sad. But we will continue with our cross-examination.
I am indeed.
Now how do you keep a body hidden for 18 years without anybody finding it? Place it in the... Oh.
By hiding it in a very unusual way.
I was gonna make a joke, but... Oh, now this is interesting. You're telling me you know where the body has been all this time, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's not such a big leap if you think about what Ms. Bond has told us already. Let's just say it wasn't flavored ice that you removed from Mr. Frost's room back then.
Very well, if you're confident in this claim, let us put it to the test.
Well,
tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, where exactly was Mr. Frost's body hidden? Oh. Ooh. Dang, that's tough to start with. Where was it hidden? For 18 years. Alright, that's not gonna help. Sugar composition matches that of sugar found in the pale blue liquid in Artie Frost's room 18 years ago. Sugar detected in fountain water also seems to be a match. Does that help me in any way? I think this was disguised as a serving cart and used to transport the body. Don't forget the body was inside a hollow ice block. At least now we know why the platform was wet. Yeah. Oh, should I have done that already? Whoops. It looks like this pedal lets you adjust the height of the platform, Mr. Edgeworth.
indeed, let's give it a try, if you would, Kay.
On it. Ta-da!
A single person could transport quite a heavy load using one of these.
I'll say I bet I could even cart Gummy off with it. And for what purpose exactly, may I ask? Okay. I would have thought that would have led to something, but apparently not. A serving cart and use to transport the body. That doesn't help. Where was it hidden? I mean, the only things I have are the lift cart. That seems weird. And the winter wing. Is that why she bought the house? Because that would explain that.
Take that!
Photograph of Mr. Frost's works.
And of the victim's body, Your Honor.
You'll have to forgive me, but I don't see what you mean. Uh-oh. Where exactly in this photograph is Mr. Frost's body? The victim's body's hiding right here. Alright, I picked this because it was like the only thing that made sense. Ooh. The victim's body is hiding right here? What? I have like an absolutely crazy theory, but I don't know how you would pull that off. Because, all right, my first thought was the reason she like was so desperate to buy this house was because she hid the body somewhere in here. But like, man, over the more I think about it, the more over the course of, what was it, 18 years, like someone was gonna find that body. So that doesn't make any sense. Because I was like, is it under like here? My next super crazy thought is that the body, but how? Like the other two are pretty like out in the open, but that one's covered. And if it's frozen, it would keep it preserved. This is the I am completely out of ideas and need to try something angle. My only other thought after this is like underneath these cases, but I don't even think that works. Is this it? That's absolutely crazy.
Take that!
The Gemini sculpture?
Yes, it may look like a sculpture at first glance, but it is in fact Mr. Frost's corpse.
That actually explains a lot. If that ends up being true. Surely you can't be serious. I don't see anything in the photograph to support such a wild claim.
Objection!
That's because a certain piece of evidence was used to hide the body in plain sight.
And what piece of evidence might that be? Or demands you present what was used to conceal the body. Ah, this I know. Yep.
Take that!
What are the cloths from the autumn wing?
Yes, when it's made to glow in just the right way, it's so visually convincing you might mistake it for ice. Isn't that right, Miss Scone?
Oh, well, yes, dear, but you can't make it look like just about... But you can make it look just about anything, really. Oh my god. Even blazing fire. And the right shade of blue would make it look like ice, yes, exactly. Like it, in fact. Not the case that a certain special device is needed to generate those colors, though.
Objection!
If you would care to take another look at the photograph of the Winter Wing, Your Honor. You'll notice there's a small box connected to the bottom of the Gemini display case.
Yep. That's...
One of the very light-emitting devices in question. Detective Gumshoe even confirmed its presence. In fact, this particular device went missing 18 years ago. Back then, it was no doubt firmly connected to the cloth inside the display case, which means Miss Pound had no choice but to take it with her when she removed the sculpture. So you see, this cloth and light-emitting device were being used to create the illusion that Mr. Frost's body was in fact a statue carved from ice.
No, this can't be.
Wait, so you're telling me that when we took that photo of us in the Winter Wing?
Yes, we were standing right in front of the body.
But the body and the cloth were both covered from the fountain. Why were they found there if the body was supposed to be in the Winter Wing disguised as a sculpture?
Because there would have been no mystery as to how the body had been hidden if we found it as it is. Miss Pound needed to remove Mr. Frost from the Winter Wing in order to throw us off the scent.
Ridiculous. I don't recall her sneaking around behind our backs to throw a body in the fountain.
No, and she didn't need to, because she had another method at her disposal. Her trusty lift cart. The same cart that had proved so useful in executing her original theft. I believe she wheeled the body into one of the other wings and floated it downstream to the fountain. The frozen body, being quite solid, probably got stuck somewhere along the way, which is why only the cloth appeared at first. The cloth Miss Scone discovered.
And then the body followed afterwards once it had thawed enough. It's an ingenious theory, Mr. Edgeworth, but can you prove that it was me? It seems a little unfair to expect me to accept your accusation without proof, don't you think?
What about an eyewitness? Do you think someone might have spotted her when she was moving the body?
As a matter of fact, I do.
The contradiction in the piece of evidence I was provided will shed light on exactly how Miss Bound moved the body as well. Oh, well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any evidence to support your allegation? I do, actually.
Of course, I have a piece of very compelling proof right here.
I don't know what I call it. Compelling. Then please present it to the court. What evidence do you have that proves Miss Bound acted as you claimed? It's this one, isn't it?
Take that!
What drawings? No, actually the same drawing, but you know. And is that me?
Yes, Mr. Butts drew sketches of people as they passed through the fountain room. But what I'm interested in is the cart we can see here.
Yeah, there we go. Miss Bound's serving cart, what about it?
You don't see it. She's using the same trick she used 18 years ago. Ergo, we know that Miss Bound was busy moving Mr. Frost's body when this picture is being drawn.
What? If I may, I don't see Mr. Frost's body anywhere in that sketch. All I see is a picture of me delivering chocolates to everyone.
No, really, then allow me to direct your attention to the color of the tablecloth, Miss Bound. I originally thought that Mr. Butts had made an error, but he's assured me that couldn't possibly be the case.
This tablecloth appears to be light blue.
Yes, a shade of tablecloth that Miss Bound doesn't seem to own. The cloth only appears to be light blue due to the body hiding just underneath.
But the shape of the card is perfectly rectangular, just as one would expect. Surely it would have been immediately obvious if the tablecloth was being draped directly over the body.
Not if the body had been placed inside one of the hollow zodiac blocks in the winter wing. Place one of those in the cart lift, it'd easily pass muster as a regular serving cart, wouldn't you agree?
Goddess of justice.
Miss Bound, surely now you must admit it was you who moved the body just as you did 18 years ago.
I didn't expect you to deduce all that from a single simple sketch. But that sketch alone isn't really enough to prove your theory, is it?
You needn't worry on that front. My case doesn't rest solely on Mr. Butts' artwork. Once you had disposed of the body, your serving cart became a simple lift cart once more. Which is exactly what we discovered here in the fountain room.
Which is why it was wet, yeah.
Without a serving cart, you had to find some place to put your chocolates.
My chocolates? The ones I was handing out?
As we saw in the sketch, you'd originally placed them on top of the cart. But the chocolates you gave us came from your pocket.
Oh yeah, mine were half melted. It was still super sweet and tasty though.
Why did you suddenly feel the need to put the chocolates in your pocket, Miss Bound? It's because you no longer had the serving cart to put them on, that's why.
One moment, please. You explained what Miss Bound did with the chocolates on the lift cart, but what about the tablecloth? Where did it go? Indeed, if stashing the chocolates in her cloth was the solution she could think of, I doubt Miss Bound had the time to dispose of the entire tablecloth. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, do you have an answer for me?
Miss Bound didn't hide or dispose of the tablecloth, Your Honor. In fact, it's right here in front of us.
Perhaps you'd care to enlighten us. Where exactly is the tablecloth Miss Bound used to hide the body? Oh, she has it!
Miss Bound has a tablecloth on her person, in plain view, in fact.
In plain view? No, surely you don't mean, yup.
Miss Bound, it's the cloth around your waist, isn't it?
Yeah.
Given that the zodiac blocks weren't kept in glass cases, that cloth would have been in direct contact with the ice. All we need to do to confirm my theory is test the cloth for traces of sugar used in Mr. Frost's work. The game is up, Miss Bound. It's time to come clean.
No need to test the tablecloth. Everything you said is true. I stole Delicia's Infesticide Ultra. I moved Mr. Frost's body. It was me. It was all me. Oh. Alicia, I'm so sorry. Last week I went into your bag and I took it. And then I put it in his pocket, hoping to make it look like he had tried to just do himself in. I also made sure to leave no fingerprints but yours, just in case the police suspected foul play. Oh, Judy, you... Oh, gosh.
But Judes, why? Weren't we supposed to be on the same side, all fighting together to free Samson?
Were, but I couldn't afford to get arrested. Not yet. Not until until I'd finally proven that Samson is innocent. I was planning to give myself up in the end, I swear. I know it's easy to say that now, but
Why do it this way, though? It's not like you.
I'm sorry, Mr. Fender. I've caused you so much trouble. I've been the guilty party all along, ever since that day 18 years ago. Are you trying to tell us that the true culprit in the ice incident was you? I committed a terrible crime, took those sculptures, and I stole them purely for selfish reasons. The moment Mr. Frost died, they became more than mere entries in a confectionery contest. They became the final works of Samson's favorite artist. I couldn't allow them to just melt away, not before he came home. And that meant I couldn't let anybody near them, not even the police. So I hid them. I knew it was wrong, but I just had to. I put them in the cold storage room for safekeeping. But what I'd actually done was far worse than anything I could possibly have imagined. Because who would have thought that Mr. Frost's body itself was posing as one of those sculptures? So she didn't know about the body when she stole the sculptures? Nope. Samson is a kind man, a saint. He could never kill anybody, never. Yet because of what I did, the police never found Mr. Frost's body, and Samson was found guilty. It wouldn't have mattered, though. For all he'd done for me, he was my family, the only one I've ever had. He was the most important person in the entire world to me, and I...
Judes.
After his conviction, I was forced out of our home. I was finally able to return only a few days ago, and when I did, I went to the cold storage room to check up on the sculptures, and that's when I saw it, Mr. Frost's body. He had been there the whole time. Of course, by that point, the statute of limitations had expired, so I did what I did today, because it was the only way I could think of to make things right. Yeah. It seems I've misunderstood her intentions. Nope, I had a hunch. This was my original theory. But then I started to worry that it was there was more to it than that. But everything she's done really has all been for Mr. Tangarora's sake. Hey, what do you think about Mr. Edgeworth?
There's something that's been puzzling me. Why did Miss Bound use poison gas when it a more reliable method? Why disguise the autumn wing as the winter wing? The only reason I can think of is to confuse someone who was here 18 years ago.
Yeah, I wonder what she had in mind. If she was trying to prove that Mr. Tangarora is innocent, Miss Bound's ultimate goal must be to find the true killer. She had been trying to discover the identity of the true culprit. Yeah, oh my god, because whoever went in there to would know the body was in there. So whoever went in to try to retrieve the body was the guilty party. Oh.
Miss Bound, your ultimate aim was to see Mr. Tingara cleared of all charges, correct? To that end, you had to expose the real killer and have the police find the body from 18 years ago. Is that my understanding of your intentions, correct? Exhibiting the sculptures was sure to force the killer to return to this crime scene.
Yep. That's the only reason why Gusto would be here. No one... Oh, wait. No, Delicia had a reason to be here because she works for the company.
After all, they were the only person apart from you who knew that the body was hidden in the icework.
So they would have freaked out thinking the body was about to be discovered and come running, yeah?
Exactly, but Miss Bound ran the risk that the killer might successfully cover their tracks this time. In the worst case scenario, they might even have been able to remove Mr. Frost's body from the scene. So how could she lure the true killer into revealing themselves without putting vital evidence at risk?
Oh, I see what you're getting at. You're saying that's why the autumn wing was all winter wingy.
I am. You were betting on one thing, Miss Bound, weren't you? That whoever opened the Pisces case you had so carefully disguised as the Gemini case would be the real perpetrator of the IS-7 incident.
Yep. No. But that would mean the real killer was... Enough. Not another word. Do you realize the implications of what you are saying, Mr. Edgeworth? Are you prepared to stand behind the accusation you are clear about to make? Yep, I sure frickin' am. Miss Bound set a trap for Mr. Frost's killer, meaning that whoever found themselves caught in the trap is highly likely to be the guilty party, but I like the evidence to support such an assertion. To accuse someone without any evidence is not to be done lightly, so should I really go ahead and make my accusation and name Mr. Frost's killer nonetheless? Do it! My ultimate goal is to see the truth exposed, and to do that, I need to seize the moment.
Yes, Judge Gavel, I'm prepared to stand behind my accusation. I know exactly who to blame for the I-7 incident.
Carmelo Gusto.
Take that!
Mr. Gusto, the victim of the poison gas attack, is the perpetrator behind the IS-7 incident. Gusto.
Mr. Gusto.
Miss Mount, as we've established, you knew that the opening of the gallery would lure in the real culprit. You set up the poison gas trap in order to catch them. Do you dispute the facts thus far?
Very impressive man, Mr. Edgeworth. Just like your father. Of course, you're absolutely right.
Then perhaps you could tell us exactly what happened in your own words.
Of course, I have nothing to hide anymore, so I might as well tell you everything. As you said, I set a trap here in the gallery to try and catch Mr. Frost's killer. Before we opened, I made sure that the door to the autumn wing was the only one that was unlocked. When opening time came, I went around to unlock the doors to the various rooms, and found that the autumn wing had been locked from the inside. The killer was on the other side of the door. It frightened me. Then she simply walked away, leaving him to fall victim to her poison gas trap. I heard that Mr. Gusto was being treated for gas inhalation. That's when I knew he was the murderer. All that was left was for the police to find Mr. Frost's body, and then Samson would finally be proven innocent. At least, that was my plan.
Jews, why didn't you tell me? You know I'm always here for you, right? You could have found another way. It didn't have to be like this.
Thank you, Mr. Fender. You've been so very kind to me all these years. But I'm the one who created this mess, so it was up to me to try and clean it up. I didn't care what it took as long as I could get Samson out of that awful place.
Judy.
18 years ago, the police managed to cover up the fact that Mr. Frost's body had gone missing. If I went to them now and said it had reappeared, I was afraid they might have tried to cover things up again.
Man,
I don't know if this is the most heart-wrenching case, but man, the worst that I felt for the perpetrator, but it's pretty darn close. Work to set off a very public incident here in the gallery in front of as many witnesses as possible.
I'm so sorry, Judy. You, Samson, Gregory. I let you all down.
Fender, this can't be easy for him. No, I'm the one who should be apologizing. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, I hope one day you can forgive me. Whatever punishment I have to face, I'm ready to accept it. Please, if I may ask one thing of you, it's that you simply must clear Samson's name. The way the truth of these past 18 years had to come to light was unexpected, to say the least, and yet it had only set us down a path towards an even more shocking end. Oh, is this gonna keep going? Dang. Alright. Like I said, I've never... Of all the perpetrators, I'm sure there's probably someone will be like, what about this person? And I'll be like, yeah, you're probably right. But in this moment, I'm like, I feel absolutely awful for Judy. And I can't remember feeling like this bad for one of the perpetrators. Because everything, it's so understandable that she wouldn't go to the police because they screwed over Samson way back when. So yeah, it makes sense that she wouldn't trust them, that she would have to do it in such a way that everyone would see it. Dang. Oh, I can't believe they ended. There's gotta be a conclusion to this, right? I hope so. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm so freaking invested in this at this point. But that's gonna do it for me. As always, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.